Hello, and welcome to this discussion on Estimate Tasks process. This is an optional process which involves creating task estimates if the Scrum team sees value in doing so. In this process, the Scrum team estimates the effort required to accomplish each task in the task list. Task estimates could either be determined at the beginning of the sprint for all user stories or tasks relevant to that sprint, or for each task just before the team starts working on the particular user story or task. The estimation can be done using the same methods that were used for the Estimate User Stories process. The mandatory inputs to this process include Scrum Core Team, Task List, and User Story Acceptance Criteria. Scrum Core Team and Task List are discussed in our previous videos. Let us take a brief look at User Story Acceptance Criteria. Every user story has associated acceptance criteria. User stories are subjective, so the acceptance criteria provide the objectivity required for the user story to be considered as done or not done during the sprint review. That occurs during the demonstrate and validate sprint process. Now let us discuss a few of the mandatory tools used in this process. First, sprint planning meetings. As part of the sprint planning meetings, the Scrum team estimates the effort required to complete a task or set of tasks and to estimate the people effort and other resources required to carry out the task within a given sprint. The Scrum team members use the task list to estimate the effort for the user stories to be completed in the sprint. One of the key benefits of this technique is that it enables the team to have a shared perspective of the user stories and requirements so that they can reliably estimate the effort required. Next, estimation criteria. Estimation criteria can be expressed in numerous ways, with two common examples being story points and ideal time. Story point values are used to represent relative or comparative effort to complete tasks, whereas ideal time normally describes the number of hours a Scrum team member works exclusively on developing the project's deliverables without including any time spent on other activities or work that is outside the project. Estimation criteria make it easier for the Scrum team to estimate effort and enable them to evaluate and address inefficiencies when necessary. Lastly, estimation methods. The same estimation methods used to estimate user stories can be applied to tasks as well. Let us now discuss the mandatory outputs of this process. These are updated task list and updated Scrum board. The task list is updated to include the estimated efforts that were determined using the detailed estimation activities undertaken in the Estimate Tasks process. There may also be re-estimations resulting from changes in the Scrum team's collective understanding of user stories and requirements. Estimated effort is expressed in terms of the estimation criteria agreed on by the team. Typically, the accuracy of the estimates varies with team skills. The updated task list is used by the Scrum team during sprint planning meetings to update the sprint backlog and to create the sprint burndown chart. It is also used to determine if the team needs to reduce its commitment or if they can take on additional user stories during the sprint planning for the next sprint. Last output, updated Scrum board. As tasks are estimated, the effort estimates are then updated in the Scrum board. This concludes our discussion on the Estimate Tasks process. Thank you for learning with us.